Hello there. My name is Mo with my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with 2 E's. Grab your cape and cowl, hop on your Batmobile, let's drive down to Gotham City, because today we are reviewing The Batman.
Correct.
Isn't that right? As always, I'm with my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
It's our first episode of 2023, Corey.
Woo!
Kapow! Boom, 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 boom. Bah, 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 bah. Old Lang Syne. You know, that's the way.
I don't know if that's how Old Lang Syne goes.
They
Old
just-
Lang Syne.
Yeah, that's how you do it. You 3 claps, Old Lang Syne, and everyone, they're done. No need for handshaking, no need for Jules Holland. We'll do it ourselves. You don't want to tell that story where you thought that Old Lang Syne was fake, do you? And you
Yes.
thought that it was from Mr. Bean.
Yeah, well, I thought it was just a mick take, because I was watching Mr. Bean on
New Year's episode where he sticks the twiglets in
VHS.
in the marmalade, the sticks in the marmalade. Sorry.
Yes, on VHS. And there's a bit right at the end where they do Old Lang Syne because the 2 guys want to leave. And so they stand there, cross their arms, and they did all the up and down.
Yeah, up and down and the dance.
And then they leave. And I'm like, that's just a funny comedy bit.
Yeah,
It was
just
really
a gag.
funny.
It's just a gag.
Yeah, we're shaking hands, we're leaving now,
Yeah.
and we're off. And then I was at a friend's New Year's about 4 years ago, and they were like, oh, it's coming to New Year's. And they all got in a circle, crossed their hands, and Old Lang Syne started playing.
And
I
they
thought,
all did it, and you
and I was
thought,
like,
"Whoa, my God!
Yeah.
It's real!
Yeah. I was like, this is a thing.
The Mr. Bean thing is real!"
And I was like, why is this a thing? Why do we do this?
You know, I told that to my folks this year, and they
what
were
was their
splitting their
reaction?
sides laughing.
Why
They
is
thought
it
it was
a
the
thing?
funniest thing in the world.
Why is it a
Because
thing?
we always do it. We always do it.
We've never done it. And so I was stood there going, why is this a thing?
Maybe Mr. Bean, Mr. Bean, you should do it. Following Mr. Bean's influence, you know. Back to the Batman.
Yes, New Year's.
You watched this on Boxing Day, didn't you?
Yes.
Finally got around to it. It only released last year.
When did you watch it, Murray?
I watched it later than that.
Yep.
On the day before New Year's Eve, on the Friday.
Yeah.
Finally got around to it. I had the house to myself. Decided, I'll sit down and I'll watch it. Pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I had
That's
a
it.
good time with it.
Good.
Thank you. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Pretty good.
See you next week, listeners. But if you are listening to us, you might be listening to us on Spotify,
Correct.
Amazon Podcasts, Apple
Also
Podcasts,
correct.
Google Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts. Also on
Yes.
YouTube. We're on YouTube now.
We are.
The Real Show, Real with 2 E's.
Yes.
You can listen to us talk about and watch us, the video version.
Correct.
Talk about the Batman.
Yes.
What was your knowledge going into this film, Corey?
So, I remember when it came
Do you
out.
remember the news? Do you remember on the
Yes.
news that came? We'll cover this just
Yes.
slightly. Remember the news coming out? Robert Pattinson
Correct.
cast as Batman. Edward from Twilight cast as Batman.
Correct. Now, bearing in mind, I have seen nothing with Robert Pattinson in, except for maybe half an hour of the final Twilight film.
Oh, I've seen the first Twilight film with him in, and that's been my exposure.
I watched half an hour, I think.
Wait, no, I've seen the Harry Potter films. He's in them.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he's in that.
He's
Yeah, he is.
Digby's son, Cedric.
Yes, I forgot he's in that. Okay, I've seen that.
Yeah.
But he is in that, but I've not seen him in a major role
Okay.
for the half an hour of the final Twilight film. So I wasn't in. I know some people are like, oh, he's in this like really film earlier in his career. It's like a proper action movie or whatever. And like, okay, cool, right, okay. If you say that, fine. And then all the pictures came out of him like red in his Batman suit.
Right.
Like the teaser photos, it's all
Okay.
red. And I think it was like a footage of, there's like footage of him on set. There was the whole like,
Did you see the motorcycle pictures?
yes.
Him like in a graveyard, in like not in like the Batman suit, but in the kind of like a proto
Yeah.
Batman suit with the padding and the
Yeah.
knee pads and whatever.
Yeah.
And the helmet on like on what looks like a bat cycle, I guess, driving through a graveyard.
Yeah, and then there was a whole thing of, okay, it's going to be a younger Batman.
Young
And I thought,
Batman
okay, that's
story.
fine. And then there's a whole thing of, oh, he might leave because he doesn't want to bulk up, or the director wants him to bulk up.
Yeah.
And that whole debacle, which I obviously was swept under the rug because it got made. It is here.
Then Colin Farrell got Colin Farrell as
Correct.
Penguin joins up. Andy Serkis, Alfred,
Paul Dano. is
Paul
the Riddler.
Dano. Oh yeah,
his
Paul
name?
Dano. Yeah, the Riddler. Yeah, that's right.
From Little Miss Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
And There
I
Will
like
Be
Paul
Blood.
Dano. Yeah, of
And
course.
that's all I know him from.
Oh no, he's good in those films.
He is great in those films.
He's great in this film as well.
He is.
The events of this film take us through. It's been, I think, 4 years when he's
Yeah.
already been Batman.
Yeah.
He's taken up the mantle. First of all, I love the technology beats in this film. How technically able and adept Batman is.
Yeah.
Where the whole contact lenses thing I thought was really.
Yeah.
I thought, right, okay, spoilers first.
Yes,
blah, blah,
we always
blah.
say
It came out. You should have watched it by now. You know, it's been out for long enough.
Yeah.
Watch it. Watch the Batman. It's what, 2 hours 30?
It's a lot. It's a long
The
film.
runtime. Did you feel like the runtime dragged?
So, I sat down on Boxing Day and I was like, "Oh, how long?"
Because we watched another film,
Yes.
which will consequently be our next review.
Yes.
That was also quite long.
Yes.
And I feel like the tone for both these films are very, very different.
Yes. I sat down and I saw it was 2.5 hours, and I thought,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay." I thought, "Oh, it's a bit long, isn't it?" But I thought, "Okay, it's fine." To be fair, there were definitely some parts where I maybe thought, "Right, do we need this? Is this necessary?" It could have maybe been, I think, 2 hours, maybe 2 hours 15, possibly 2.5. Yeah, kind of going a bit on the edge. I didn't feel like it. I didn't finish going, "Man, that dragged."
Yeah, neither did I actually.
But
Maybe I expected it to. Maybe there
Yeah.
are points where I expect it to be dragging, that they have a slow scene and I go, well, this might drag a bit. But then they kind of wrap it up quite quickly and
yes, in all
then
fairness,
they move on. And by the end of it, I didn't feel like it did drag.
Yeah, in all fairness, I'm not opposed to a 3-hour film or whatever.
Yeah, of course. I watched Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm not opposed to a 4-hour film.
Yeah. But no, I thought it was pretty good. To be fair, I was up for Robert Pattinson being Batman. I think
I was. People around me were very dismissive. They're like, "Oh, we can't do it. He's Edward from Twilight. Oh, we'll never be anything else." Da, da, da. I was like, "No, give the man range."
Yeah.
Goodness me. And then I thought about Dave Bautista, which I know is a weird comparison to make all of a sudden, but I was having a discussion with another friend a few days ago about who is the best professional wrestler turned actor.
Is this because of the director?
It might.
That said Batista was the best
Yes.
wrestler turned actor.
Yeah, I'm going to go into this in a minute. And then I thought about this. I thought about, well, I think it's Batista.
Yep.
Because not
So do
only
I.
did the director of this film make that quote, say that he is the best wrestler turned actor, which is funny. Look that up on Google.
Yes.
But also, I agree with him.
So do I.
Because the character from the Knives Out film that he just played is completely different to the character he plays in that new M. Night Shyamalan that's coming up. Is completely different to the character he plays in Dune.
Yeah.
It's completely different to the character he plays in The Guardians,
Yeah.
Axe. It's completely different to the character that he is in... I'm trying to think of another film that Dave Bautista in Spectre,
Yep.
where he plays a henchman in Spectre. All of his characters vary so much.
Our favourite film.
And of course, Army of the Dead
Yes.
is different to that character as well, right?
Thankfully.
So, yes. But that's why I think he's the best, because his variant rate and his ability to take on a character and not think, oh, that's Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
To think, oh, that is that character, right?
Yes.
When you would look at, there's a Sky exclusive film that's coming out, and that I'm going to show you the trailer, I'll probably have to record this, called The Independent, that has John Cena in it. And there's a moment in the trailer where you look at him and you go, that's not that character. That's John Cena being that character.
Yes.
Same thing when you look at The Rock. Same thing when you look at The Rock.
It's the issue I have with The Rock. I love The Rock's films.
Yeah, I love The Rock's films as well. They're okay.
They're fun.
They're fun. They're passable.
Yeah. But Batista is the only one where I've forgotten the fact it's Batista.
Yeah, well, he's got depth and he's got range
Yeah.
and he's got ability. That's why I think Big Dave is the best wrestler actor.
Yes.
But and back to Robert Pattinson, the point was the man has range. The man can do range.
Yep.
Give the man range.
Yep.
Batman is a hard role to do as well.
Yes,
Not
it is.
many people get Batman right. Sorry, George Clooney, you didn't get him right. No, I'm going to give Val Kilmer a pass. Val Kilmer was
all right.
Val Kilmer was all right, yeah. Not because of the film we're going to review next, which also has Val Kilmer in it.
Yes.
But Val Kilmer was all right.
No,
My best Batmans for me are live action. We're talking Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
We're talking Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Does Robert Pattinson hold up? I feel like as Batman, he does. I'm sorry, I don't think he's a good Bruce Wayne. He acts too much like Batman when he's Bruce Wayne. He's all down, he's all hunched, he's all, I kind of keep the voice on. That's not what you're supposed to do.
See, I don't mind how Bruce Wayne is written.
Right.
In terms of he's never really Bruce Wayne. He doesn't really make an appearance. It's a surprise when he does. He's focused on figuring out everything else that he forgets his actual life. I like. Because you would if you're
Batman,
a more
it would
realistic
take over
approach,
your life. Yeah,
it would,
yeah.
and you're not going to look after yourself. You're going to have messy hair
Exactly.
and whatever because you're Batman.
He's more the vigilante and less of
Yeah.
billionaire.
Thing is, though, that's always the thing with superheroes, because everyone says, like with Spider-Man, like one's always a good Spider-Man, but not a good Peter Parker. One's a great Peter Parker, not a good Spider-Man. It's so hard to get like, both.
The balance. There's rare people that do it. I think there's only 2 people that have done it sort of convincingly for me.
Yeah.
And one of them isn't a live action someone.
Are you?
I'm referring to Kevin Conroy, God bless him.
Yes.
R.I.P.
Yes.
Obviously. Who is actually not my favourite Batman, hands down. Even beats live action, I think. Even beats out Michael Keaton, because Kevin Conroy invented the Batman voice.
Yes.
He invented changing your voice to be Batman.
Yeah.
Because Adam West never did it, Everyone else who played Batman never did it. It was Kevin Conroy when he took on that animation role, who thought, well, you'd want to disguise your voice, surely, when you're being Batman. You want to be Bruce Wayne. So he did it. He used his regular speaking voice for Bruce Wayne, but then for Batman, he'd gruff it up and he'd make it tougher. And that carried so much that everyone else began to do it as well.
Yep.
So he invented the Batman voice, very highly memeable nowadays in the internet culture, but most of them thanks in part to Christian Bale.
Yes.
Yeah, where is she? Oh, God, where are the other drugs going?
It's I mean,
shoots your voice out, but
I think this is the other thing with Robert Pattinson is you're coming off of like
big.
Yeah, you got
players.
Bale, you got Affleck, who are like arguably.
Oh yeah, I didn't even mention Affleck. It was really good.
Who recently, like everyone loves it, and you look at them, and they're just like big buff men.
Yeah.
And now it's like, here's Robert Pattinson, who isn't that, and everyone's gonna go.
Well, neither was the animated series Batman. He wasn't very big either.
No.
And Conroy played it big.
Yeah.
But there are moments in this film where Robert Pattinson does have that Batman feeling about him. When he's on a rooftop, when he's scouting over the criminals. Sometimes the voice has it.
Yeah.
When he's very low and sort of, what was the word that would describe it? It's not. I'm trying to find a word that would fit here.
Yeah.
But he's kind of that low sort of hushed tone where he's not raising his voice. He doesn't have to shout and scream as Christian Bale did when he was being Batman. He's going, that kind of stuff. He doesn't have to do that. It's low.
It almost works in his favor because it's like
it's understated. It's understated, but it's good that it's understated.
Because if someone's shouting at you, it's almost like they're trying to intimidate you. But if someone can do it while just talking normally, then it's way more effective.
And there's not much of a change in the voice.
Exactly.
Either. It's just where he's talking to. He's like, "We need to go and see the penguin."
Yeah,
it's like that's
plus
low enough to carry that.
When he does start to shout, it makes it more.
He doesn't talk much.
No.
He's like Boba Fett.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk much. Batman doesn't say a lot, but what Batman does say carries, and that is very important to me.
But when he does start to shout, especially near the end of the film, it makes it a bit more. Okay, now he's worried. He's a bit more panicked.
Now he's
a bit
serious.
more. Makes it a bit more effective.
Let's talk about the rogues gallery we've watched for this film. We spent a bit of time
There's a
on
lot of
Batman.
them.
Yeah. First one, I want to talk about Penguin.
Yep, little penguin.
It's Colin Farrell.
Yes. Fun
kills...
fact. As of recording, is apparently getting his own spin-off series.
Yes, I was about to bring that up. He's about to get his own spin-off series. It's going to be a bit like Gotham. I
Which
like
is
Gotham.
exactly why we're doing this
Gotham
episode.
was underrated.
Not seen it.
So, you've not seen Gotham?
Not seen it, but I have a friend that loves it.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. For good reason. It's really underrated. It gets a bit wacky and kooky in the later seasons. People come back from the dead and blah, 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 and Solomon Grundy's in it. But it's... I feel like if you stick with it and you go spoil the kookiness, there's like Ra's al Ghul turns up. It's a fun ride, and I really enjoy the series. I understand why it's probably a bit of a cult series for some people.
Yeah.
And the actors have really gained infamy out of it. So I'm a fan of Gotham. And it does end up with Batman at the end. You do get the full, turnaround to how it is in the comics and da. So even though they could never really use the Joker and whatever, and I really like Cameron Monaghan, we know him from Jedi Fallen Order, but obviously he does play Jerome or the Joker, whatever you call him in Gotham. Jeremiah, or whatever his brother is.
Yeah.
However, they say that the Penguin series will be element to that kind of crime, sort of down low underworld city thing.
Yeah.
And the guy is having the time of his life.
Oh, it's great.
Farrell. He says he told us where he goes to Starbucks in the makeup and no one recognizes him. They just think he's a guy.
Yeah.
He looks like a regular man. Yeah. He just looks like a strange looking man.
Yeah.
Which is not strange enough to the man you'd find on the street. There's probably a man going around right now who looks like a penguin. Know. Who looks like a sort of Oswald Cobblepot type. They never say he's called Oswald Cobblepot. They call him Oz, but obviously we know his name is, Oswald Cobblepot.
I like
the voice
that.
is good. I like the voice.
It's very good.
They don't go for the you know, sometimes Penguin's played a bit, you know, this new to you British.
Yeah.
You know, that's how animated series played it. But he's played it like the gangster.
Yeah.
You know, there's that meme of when he shows the picture of the rat trap. Gordon Jeffrey Wright shows him the picture of the rat trap, and Penguin goes, "Oh no, what are you showing me? Oh, like that." It's like
It's very good, and I like the fact that
he's having loads of fun. And
yeah.
you can see the performance on the screen.
But
He's having a blast.
I also like the fact that there isn't like a, oh, this is the Penguin. He's just there.
He's just there.
He's just there. Batman already knows where he is.
Already knows where he
Already
is.
knows who he is.
Already knows where to find
There's
him.
no need to
gets
establish.
in
We know
there.
who the Penguin
exactly.
is.
Everyone knows the Penguin. I like that.
Yeah.
Where you can drop him in there, like you know who this guy is. You know
Yeah.
the Penguin. Here he is.
Yeah.
Sit back and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, it's like we know why Batman's
You
Batman.
don't need exactly. You don't need to
we
establish.
know who the
anything.
Penguin
exactly.
is. We know
exactly.
who Gordon is. Just and
It's
it gives
all out
us,
there.
it gives us time because like now we're getting a Penguin spin-off.
Yeah.
That will go into depth of who he is, what he does, etc. etc.
Exactly. Maybe
Cool.
get Harvey Dent. There's more characters you can bring in.
There's more they can. Yeah.
There's more you can do.
Yes, exactly.
Much more you can do with that
But the
world.
Penguin's great. It's really
Another character who I ended up enjoying,
good. Yes.
probably a bit more than I should have, was in fact Riddler.
You see, I like.
When was the last time we got a cinematic Riddler? Was it Jim Carrey?
So my head's saying Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is, but must be.
Oh, wait, no, I think it might have been Dark Knight, because there was a character in there who was called Reese or something like that, who may have been Riddler, or the people have theories that he could have been Riddler.
Yeah.
I want to say it is Paul Dano is our first cinematic Riddler for a while.
Yeah.
I think there might have been teasers in like the Ben Affleck sort of...
Live action. Here we go.
Possibly, but I really enjoy it. He takes a very, Jeffrey Dahmer type serial killer
Yeah.
portrayal of this. I know that people there's like Tumblr stands for him now and all the weird kind of obsessive stuff, but
Yeah. There's.
I enjoyed him for the villain. There were points where I thought he was a much more...
No, I think technically, it's Jim Carrey. He's not credited as the Riddler, I guess, if he is in one of the newer ones, and also technically Gotham, kind of.
Yeah, Gotham had one, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like big screen, like film Riddler.
Yeah, Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I know the guy in Gotham did a really good job, so I don't want to discredit him at
Yes.
all.
Which is a completely different Riddler to what we get.
Of course, yeah, very different, very, very different.
This isn't no.
What do you think of the inspiration of
Go on.
the sort of real life
I
implications of
like it because I like, obviously we covered loads of superhero stuff in this.
Yeah.
But
This felt very real world.
that's the issue with I love Marvel, but it's kind of the issue is like you sit there and you watch it, it's great. You're like, oh my god, look at all this stuff happening. Batman, granted, obviously someone.
I
does-
watched
someone
a
does
man
lot of
sit at
money.
the computer screen. He's
Yeah.
sitting at the computer screen. He's typing something in.
But
He's got an algorithm.
It could theoretically happen.
He's got a birthday card. The birthday card says, Batman, I've
Yeah.
done this crime.
Yeah.
Figure out this cipher. Who's the rat?
I like it because it makes you emphasize a bit more of what's going on, and it also makes you think at any point Robert Pattinson could just not just die.
Do you feel like
Do you
feel like the Riddler's motivations were unfounded? I'd have thought that maybe it might not have been Batman's fault.
I feel like it isn't because he doesn't know what his dad did with the company. But I guess technically, then once he knew, it would then be on him to figure out what to do with it. But I don't know.
I don't think it's Batman's fault. I think
It's not.
I think
I
Riddler
like
was-
I like the character of the Riddler, and I like the fact they're going, right, let's not make it this weird, kooky guy. Let's make it a guy who's very smart.
Yeah, very smart, very calculated, very psychotic,
very serious.
serious. Yeah.
I like that. And I like Paul Dano's.
What do you think of the
acting.
reveal at the end, of which there is not one but multiple Riddlers?
I like that.
That's a big plot point.
Yeah.
Plot point that the Riddler streams all of his machinations and all of his evil plans on this.
He streams it on
live stream,
social media.
you
or
know,
whatever it
Reddit
is.
or
Has
4chan or whatever he's on.
Or whatever, yeah.
On his AO3 account, whatever he's doing.
They all comment.
Exactly, they all comment.
Where'd you get your rifle from?
Yeah, I saw those comments. I was like, what? Because often when they do social media in films
Yeah.
and TV, I like to look at how ridiculous. The only one that does it right, and Batman does not do it right, but the only one that does it right is The Boys.
Okay.
Have you ever seen The Boys on
No.
Amazon? Right, watch The Boys on Amazon. And anytime they have a live stream or they have a or they have a YouTube comment section. It is very realistic to what actual comment sections are like. It is people promoting themselves, promoting their websites, typing in first, typing in, who's in chat, thumbs up in chat, blah, 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 that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The Batman does not do it right because they have 5 comments on the screen.
Yeah.
When Riddler's doing this monologue, I look at the comments and they go, "Where's the rifle at?
Yeah.
We gonna shoot people." And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not good, Batman. That's not good social media representation.
Yeah, to be fair...
I honestly say, maybe it's not social media representation because they obviously are murderers.
Yes.
And I'm obviously condemning, murder as an act.
Yes.
So, also, if you're going to murder, don't do it on social media where people can easily know about it.
My only flaw with the bit at the end where there's like loads of people
guys in
wearing
Riddler
the masks
masks.
wouldn't that shop go, maybe we should not sell this product because there's a guy walking around who's...
It's like V for Vendetta.
Yeah, it's like there's a guy walking around wearing this mask. Maybe we shouldn't sell this to the public.
Or maybe he sent more masks out to people. Maybe he made the mask himself. Maybe he makes the masks at home.
One of the comments says, someone asks where's the mask from, and he goes, you can buy it in like the barracks store or something. It's like
can you? It's like a military thing.
Yeah, it's bought at an army store. Like,
right,
stop selling the mask.
Oh, I guess.
Stop selling it.
And they've all got the same sniper rifle.
Yeah, that's why someone in the comments asks where's the rifle from.
And there's a mayoral race happening at the same time as this. I love Gotham mayoral races. That always tends to happen in Batman stories.
That's great.
There's always a mayoral race. When there are elections, the Gotham political system's screwed up.
Yeah.
They're always electing new mayors all the time.
Yeah.
Probably because the old mayors keep getting off by villains,
Yeah.
Also, I realised that I would not want to live in Gotham City. It doesn't seem like a nice place to live. You're getting hit by flaming car bombs and getting blown up.
Yeah, you would.
There's crazy clowns running around.
You would pull a Selena Kyle and go, yeah, I'm off.
I'm leaving, exactly.
I'm going that way. Goodbye.
Exactly. Well, so I feel like Zoe Kravitz, Selena Kyle. Let's move on. So let's move on to Zoe Kravitz here, Selena Kyle.
Yep.
Well, before we do, just to mention that John Turturro's in this film, and I quite like John Turturro. He's a big fan. If you ever watch The Name of the Rose, which was a sort of reboot of a classic novel that had a film that had Sean Connery in it. The Name of the Rose also starred John Turturro. John Turturro is in this as Carmine Falcone.
Yes.
The mob boss.
Correct.
Who turns out to be the one of the main antagonists of this film. Did you like his portrayal as kind of the Godfather mob boss?
I liked it. He is the rat, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the rat. Yeah.
I quite liked it because you kind of get like a weird.
But it turns out that the rat isn't like an informant.
No.
The rat is like the guy that's in charge.
Yeah. He like controls. Well, supposedly most of the
rat
police.
gets. That's what the guy says on the rooftop. The guy says the rat gets everywhere. The rat's in the walls, man.
Yeah, because guy in the church doesn't tell him who he is.
Yeah.
And guy on top of the building with a bat signal doesn't tell him who he is.
Then you think it's Penguin.
Yes.
And he chases Penguin down, but Penguin isn't the rat.
Yes, because he thinks it's a flightless bird.
Flightless bird. Yeah.
No, something bird, and then
it's the rat with what is a rat with
wings, and then it's
and then
falcon.
they think it's They think it's a penguin.
Yeah.
First, no. First they think it's a penguin or pigeon or penguin.
Yes.
And they get penguin. It's not penguin. Then they think it's a bat.
Yeah, because then they think
Batman.
because penguin tells them the Spanish is wrong.
Yeah, the Spanish is wrong.
And then they think it's bat, and then they eventually figure out that a falcon is a bird, and then
Falcone. Which is a great mystery. I was on board with that. The moment they pinned down Penguin, I'm like, yeah, of course, Penguin's the rat. Penguin's gonna tell everybody Penguin's the rat, and he goes, oh, your Spanish is wrong. You ever take El habla español? Esta biblioteca.
It's
also
kind of why I like Penguin, because as much as he's obviously evil, his logic is correct.
Yeah, his logic is right. He was right when he was talking to them about it.
He's, you know what, fair play, Penguin, you are correct.
Fair play. I'll let you off on that one.
Yeah.
Get you off on the warning on that one. Then they realise, oh, it's Batman. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's not after a rat at all. He's after Batman. Oh,
yeah.
the game shifts. But then they think about it more, and after they have that shootout at the also that happens before they shoot out of the warehouse, and then they chase Penguin, and then they get him, and then where do they go after that? They go to do they go to Selena then?
Yes.
Afterwards.
Yeah. Because she finds out is because she goes and confronts him.
Yeah.
Asking to help him find her friend, who she knows is not alive anymore.
Yeah.
And then Batman chases after her because he also is trying to convince her not to kill him.
But then, because he's going after Falcone.
Yes.
Who they realise is the rat because of the Falcon.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, the game, it's shifted again. Yeah. The board keeps getting changed.
I do also like the fact that I'm very much into real life, like, what's the word? It has a word, like espionage tactics. So right at the start, when he gets like, the cipher... I was
thinking you were about to say cryptology.
No. Right at the start, when like Alfred's got the cipher and he's like knocking off all the letters and trying to figure it out. I love that stuff.
You do know what cryptography is, don't you?
Kind of.
It is the study of ciphers and riddles and cryptography. Like, do you know about there was an internet thing that ran on like deep for a while called Cicada. Do you know about that?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. Things like ciphers and riddles within riddles and electronic stuff all around the world.
Yeah, because there used to be loads of stuff where you'll get like a letter and then like you put a piece of paper in front of it and there'll be all the letters and you'll connect them up and just I love that sort of stuff. And again, it's good that they're bringing that in, like kind of realistic, even if it wasn't correct, because Batman just goes, "It's not that."
Also, Batman is very fast at solving riddles. Yeah, like normally I take a few minutes to think about it, but Batman is like instant riddle answers. I'm like, well, how do you know all this?
That's
Batman?
Where Alfred's great because he just sits there like it's a crossword puzzle. Just sits there.
He's there at the breakfast table, just glasses on, reading glasses on.
Yeah.
With his like, what could it? What flows but has no waters? I have a thirst in windmill, but not in canal.
Yeah. It's like it's just morning crosswords trying to figure this out.
So, people are dying, Alfred. But hold on, I've not done number 3 across, two down.
Yeah. I love that. Alfred's great in this.
I love Andy Serkis. Can do no wrong.
Andy
Serkis
is such a like left-hand pick for Alfred.
No, but he's brought it day after day. The man don't miss.
No, he doesn't.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No, he doesn't.
Andy Serkis is putting out banger after banger. Andor, Kino Loy, and now this. So obviously this was before Andor, but
yeah.
Still, we finished watching Andor a couple of months ago, and now we watch this and we see Andy Serkis again. I popped when Andy Serkis turned up.
Yeah. Also, fair play for the writers for actually including scenes that give Alfred and Batman more story.
Yes.
Because he isn't just his butler in this.
I thought they killed him off initially when he got that letter and there was the firebomb and the mansion blew up and the nurse, whoever her name was, the housekeeper was like, oh, he got hit by the bomb.
Yeah, so it already happened.
Master Wayne. Then he has to drive to the hospital. Alfred's there. Oh, he's in critical condition, but they have that really emotional scene where they're holding hands and he's like, I couldn't have been your father.
Yes.
I don't want to be your butler.
Yeah.
And I really like Andy Serkis. I hope we get more of Andy Serkis to Alfred. Put him in the flipping... If you can't get Rob Pattinson every week for that Penguin show, get Andy Serkis and you can weasel him to do TV. Flipping heck, he did Andor.
I mean,
put him in the Penguin show.
So many parts of this. Like, just every now and then, just kind of show their connection because he gives them the cufflinks.
Yeah.
And then Batman's like, "When are you or Wayne?" As like a weird dig to him because he's not related.
He does that like 3 times, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He gives Alfred these really weird hand-aside comments.
Yeah.
Like, when were you or Wayne? You never knew. You're not my real dad.
Yeah.
You're not my father.
Yeah.
I was like, mate, he's doing his best.
Yeah.
Was my point. He's doing his absolute best. You cannot have any patience or compassion for the man who's helped raise you and probably taught you how to do all this Batman stuff.
The thing is, you do kind of need that for them, the scene where Batman acknowledges the fact that he actually does care for him. For it to be effective, you do kind of need that, but it could have been a bit better. But yeah, that scene in the hospital where like they admit
I just have him kind of right. I don't want to say I'm a screenwriter, and by goodness, I wouldn't have written a film this good any of my long day. But I don't want to offer any correction to this film because obviously I'm not Matt Reeves. I'm not the screenwriter. But if I would have done it, I wouldn't have have him openly insult Alfred in such a way. I would have him just be kind of disaffected and kind of like, oh, whatever, kind of dismissive. Like Alfred tries to help because that's what people who have that, people who are obsessed over things, and people who have that. I want to say the word unattachment, but I think unattachment is a real word.
Yep.
When you're not attached to something and you focus so far on one thing that it becomes an obsession, and you carry on until there's nothing left of yourself. You don't have any. You have no peripheral vision.
Yeah.
You have blinders. You have no peripheral vision. And if I was stuck doing one thing and you were trying to help me, I wouldn't see you at all.
Yes.
Because you're trying to help me, and I think that you trying to help me is almost me admitting the fact that I need the help.
Yeah.
And to me, that's wrong, or that's weak, or that's something I don't want to do.
Yeah.
and when he goes through that horrible tragedy, when Alfred gets hit by the fireball and he's in a critical condition, it's Bruce Wayne that has to open up.
Yep.
By revealing his emotional.
Well, yeah, because you get, because initially he's annoyed because like, why didn't you tell me? Did you know all along?
Yeah,
but then Alfred explains that you've got it wrong.
Yeah,
it's not. He didn't want him to do what he did. He just wanted it to make it stop. He didn't realise it went too far.
A journalist, his mother, Bruce Wayne's mother, who's by the way last name Arkham, Martha Arkham. Did you catch that?
I did.
I feel like that's almost a nod to the Telltale Batman game, because in the Telltale Batman game, the same thing happened, and Batman has sort of, I think, a secret sister who is an Arkham who turns out to be Vicky Vale or something like that. So I feel like that might have been just a little reference, just a nod to that. I don't know whether Martha Arkham was always her last name.
I don't know.
But Arkham Asylum was
I know
named
Arkham
after
Asylum
her
is
family.
a thing.
Yeah, that's her family name.
Which is exactly what it would be named after.
Yeah, exactly, because the Arkhams were a powerful Gotham family, same as the Waynes. But she was in a mental institute. Maybe it was named Arkham Asylum after her, but she was in a mental institute, and a journalist found out, and then Thomas Wayne, her father, Dr. Thomas Wayne Bruce's father, wanted to make the story go away, so he got Carmine Falcone involved, and obviously when you get a gangster involved in anything, they're going to, find a way to kill the man, and they brutalized this journalist and kill him. And there's a lot of guilt in Bruce's family over that, to the point where they kept it a secret. They didn't reveal to anyone, because that was sort of Carmine's leverage.
Yeah, and it's character-wise, obviously you've got Batman, you've got everyone else.
Well, the name of the Waynes is soiled to ruin the family name.
It's good that instead of showing us, here's 10-15 minutes of Bruce Wayne's backstory, here's what happened, that everyone knows anyway. Instead, they go, here's Batman being Batman, and now we're going to give you a bit more depth of his dad and his mum and the charity that is
Alfred.
Yeah, and like the charity his dad has for all the orphans, and how Batman is an orphan, but then like the Riddler says, he lived in a really big house with loads of money, and wasn't cramped in with like 20 other people, and it's like it kind of makes sense. He is kind of making sense a little bit.
And this senator who wants to take the role of Gotham mayor is bringing up that the charity doesn't do what it should do, and there's a lot of reputation around the fact that the Wayne family name has kind of propped up Gotham for some time.
Yes. And Bruce Wayne, obviously, like we said, doesn't make any appearances.
No, doesn't make any effort.
At all. He appears...
And she said, and whose funeral is it? It's someone's funeral.
It's...
it's the police. It's the police captain, whatever his name is. I guess he thought it was Commissioner Loeb, but it's not Commissioner Loeb. It's like Sergeant whatever, the police captain anyway. They go to his funeral, and the senator tells Bruce Wayne to, if only you'd show up more often. Yeah. Like, if only you'd be more active in the city. People really need you. They need the Wayne symbol. It's very important.
Yeah, and then you see, again, there's that part where Falcone says, you were on the staircase when, your dad revived me or whatever.
Help me, yeah.
And you're kind of thinking, okay, so there is a connection there.
Maybe there is. The Gotham families and the sort of crime and the underworld.
It's really good at just giving more backstory rather than it expects you to know at least the basics of Batman.
Right, here's a question for you.
Yep.
What do you think of the action of this? Obviously, there's a lot of emotional stakes. There's a lot of.
I, for the most part, like it. Right. I especially like the fact that there's the one part. I don't know when it is in the film. Halfway, maybe third half.
Is it the bit on the train where he fights with the guys with the clown makeup?
No,
because that is my favourite part.
No. It's where he jumps off the building, gets his glide suit on, and then he's gliding away, just off centre of screen, which I don't know if it's on purpose or not. It's just above screen, and then he hits into the overhead thing, and just completely plats into the ground. And I like that because always Batman does it perfectly. He does it seamlessly. He just glides down to the floor.
To a stop.
Whereas this, he's not. He messed up. Hurts
It's
himself or whatever.
Overpass.
But I like that because there's parts where he's obviously good because again, Law of Batman is 100 martial arts or whatever, right? So obviously he's gonna be capable, but he's not perfect and he makes mistakes. He's a bit rough still.
Yeah, of course he can get overpowered because he had the element of surprise on those clown guys. He had Fear, intimidation, surprise.
Walking out of
He
the
had
dark
the three.
hallway.
Yeah, he had the classic Batman element of there's the guy doing the crime in the dark alleyway. And so they go, huh, what's that? They look
see,
over,
I
and then
liked-
he comes out of the shadow. That's scary. That's fear-inducing.
Yeah.
That's what Batman is all about.
Yes.
That is the spirit of vengeance coming towards you. You're like, oh, they're all dacking their pants, and then here he comes. He's super scary,
Yeah.
and by that point, you're scared out of your mind. Batman
Yes.
can do whatever he wants.
Yes, I like the fact they mentioned the fact that even if he's not there, if you hear anything, you're gonna just leg it.
Yeah.
Because it could be.
It could be
I
Batman.
like that. I really like that.
And
It's
then
weird because Robert Pattinson, his Batman is probably the scariest
suit looks-
Batman.
Yeah, the suit looks scary. I don't think I'd be scared if Robert Pattinson was coming at me.
No.
But I'd be scared if Robert Pattinson in the suit was coming
Yeah.
at me. Because the suit looks. I almost said the scoot.
Scoot.
The scoot is coming at me. The suit looks scary.
Yeah.
I'll give it that because
Yeah.
it looks big and beefy. Got the armor. It's very Arkham
Yeah.
City-ish, isn't it? Very Arkham Knight-ish, isn't it? With all the armor bits on it. Whereas they went for more of a comic look with Ben Affleck. This is definitely more real world sort of military
Yeah.
armor, sort of padded out like the Arkham City and the Arkham Knight games. And I guess Arkham Asylum, but Arkham Asylum is sort of less armory. They got more armory as the Arkham games went on. By the way, amazing games, by the way.
Fantastic games.
Fantastic games. I didn't really like Arkham Knight that much because it was kind of like tank sim.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
I like the first three.
Yeah.
City and Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Origins. I quite
yes.
like. Even though some people don't like Origins because it was made by a different studio, but
I have not played it.
I think Arkham Origins was good as a prequel to Asylum. I think it was good.
Yeah. But no, the film's really good. Cast-wise, it's solid.
Oh yeah, solid cast. I mean, fantastic cast.
Absolutely solid.
Big fan of Jeffrey Wright, James Gordon, just to mention it. Big fan of John Turturro, as I just talked about. Paul Dano, great. The guy that plays the Joker, I know there's a deleted scene.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is, he was in something that I'd watched recently. I don't know what it is though. The guy who plays the Joker, really, if you see the full pictures of him, he looks terrifying as well. Like, for the faint of stomach, do not look up the what the Joker actually looks like from the Batman because they keep him. They keep him in the shadows.
They do.
Even in the deleted scene, there's a deleted scene where he talks to Batman.
Yes.
And in the deleted scene, he's kept behind blur. You don't see him behind the screen. You don't see him behind the prison, like a wall.
Yeah.
You don't see him behind the prison window. He's kept all blurry. You can only kind of see his mouth sort of moving. But even then, you see it's like it's like he's burned himself, almost like scabbed up, and he's like, "Oh, Batman, you don't know the city," like that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they're gonna tease.
Look up his face. Look up his face.
They're gonna tease the Joker.
Yeah, they're going to tease the Joker because they want a sequel.
Yes. But
Or do they?
They probably do.
Or do they? Do they want a sequel? I don't think they do.
The question is, does Kevin Feige want a sequel?
No, the question is, does James Gunn want a sequel?
Sorry, that's what I meant, not Kevin Feige. He's
Kevin
a Marvel
Feige
guy.
runs Marvel.
Yes.
Does James Gunn want a sequel?
I heard that he did say that Robert Pattinson is canon.
It is
then-
canon that they're going to bring that in.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, if Rob Pattinson doesn't want to do another, then what are you going to do then? Or if Matt Reeves doesn't want to do another?
To be fair, Rob Pattinson is like young. Maybe go, he looks different now because he's older.
Yeah, exactly. It's older. Ben Affleck, get back in here. Get Ben Affleck back. Get back in the suit. You can do it. You only did 2 films. 3 if you count the Zack Snyder one.
Do you know what? I want to see Harvey Dent get some screen time.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's not been a main... Or Scarecrow. Because I know Scarecrow's in the first, trilogy of the Batman films. Batman Forever.
Oh, yeah, he's in Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
With Scarecrow, yeah. Dr. Crane.
Where he doesn't really do much.
You know, he's barely in Arkham... I was about to say Arkham Asylum. He is in Arkham Asylum. He's the villain in Arkham Asylum.
Big man.
You're big man. Yeah, big scary Scarecrow man. Squashes you with his hand.
Yeah.
No, he's in the Dark Knight. He's in Dark Knight Begins.
Yes, that's the one.
Sorry, it's called Batman Begins. He's in Batman Begins. He's in Dark Knight, in a little role where he gets arrested, and then he's in Dark Knight Rises at the courtroom when all the criminals take over.
Yeah.
He's and that was actually supposed to be Joker, but unfortunately Heath Ledger passed away.
Yeah.
It was changed into Scarecrow, and he's kind of wearing his sort of hay bale suit, and he's banging the gavel. He's the guy on the. He's the judge that's a criminal court.
I would like to see...
I'd like to see Scarecrow again. You know what I want to see? Deathstroke.
Not bad.
I know he got a lot of TV. I know he's in that Teen Titans show now.
Yeah.
I know Manu Bennett played him in Arrow. I've met Manu Bennett at a Comic-Con once. He was very nice. I know he had a lot of time in Arrow. I want to have someone like... They had Joe Manganiello, who looked great, who was in Zack Snyder's Justice League, who was in Justice League. He looked amazing. They released that footage of him kind of getting off a plane or whatever. that kind of deleted footage which never went anywhere
Yeah.
of him in the armor, and he looks fantastic. Just get him back and just
Yeah.
doing well, please.
I would love just a like weird horror.
Yeah, get
of
Scarecrow.
just a Scarecrow.
I want to see a weird horror Scarecrow, and I want to see like almost like a spy versus spy, Deathstroke versus Batman kind of.
You see,
What do we do with these two
that's-
armored
yeah.
titans?
That's
clash?
the thing with Deathstroke, because he could, like,
He can match Batman
Yeah.
on basically strength, speed, weaponry.
Yeah.
Can we just mix those two films together, like horror Scarecrow versus like, it's
Yeah.
sword versus Batarang.
I just want to
Deathstroke
see
versus
Batman get put in whatever the Scarecrow gas is.
Fear gas.
Yeah.
It's fear gas.
I want to see that nightmare, and I want to
Nice.
see that. Give
I want
us,
to see Deathstroke fighting with a sword.
just give me the Arkham Asylum scene, but in live action, please.
Yeah, exactly. Give me also the trailer to Arkham Origins, because the
Yeah.
trailer to Arkham Origins is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
The trailer to Arkham Origins where Batman's fighting Deathstroke on like the shipping crates,
Yeah.
and the snow's flying around them, and like Deadshot is like shooting chains of shipping crates, and they're falling towards them, and they have to run and jump over the crates. It's absolutely amazing. There's Black
Great.
Mask's in there, and that
True.
as well.
To be fair, there is so much that this Batman could go into.
Yeah, there's so much. That's what I like. They almost act like Matt Reeves said something like, "Oh, I don't want it to be I want it to be a singular film, whatever." But like, you set up so much.
There's just so much. Catwoman can come back.
Catwoman, Penguin, you're
Yeah.
setting up so much with this film.
Obviously, the Riddler and Joker
Batman's
were
a
talking.
massive property, and let's
Yeah.
not, I know Joker 2's coming out, if we can mention that quickly.
Yes.
Joker, whatever they're calling, Folie de Lure, whatever it's
Yeah.
being called, the second one with Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. Bringing that up, it should have been Punchline, sorry. But-
Yeah. But I like that at the end, the Joker and the Riddler were
If you're
talking.
going to get Harley Quinn, what's Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn
Yeah.
doing now? I don't know.
So that
Did
leads
she die?
somewhere.
No, she didn't die in
I
Suicide
don't
Squad
know.
2, did she?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know if she did.
So that obviously is somewhat leading somewhere. The Joker and Riddler are going to have a team up
Yeah.
or something. There's so
But
much.
don't say that. Don't do that in the sequel though.
No,
Just give
you-
that. A
you
teaser or
leave that
something.
for a little
leave
bit.
that for a third or
have
whatever.
have like background stuff bubble for a bit, and then like
Yeah.
eventually it
Maybe at the
appears.
end of the second film, he gets a Joker card, like in the Batman Begins.
Yeah.
And it's like whoa, like that was such a pop at the time. I remember that being such a massive thing. Like Batman, at the end of Batman Begins, which was a great Batman film as well. Obviously, the origins of Common Falcone's in that film as well.
Yep.
It's Tom Wilson, and the Scarecrow. And at the end, Gordon passes him this file. He's like, "There's a new player in town, Batman. Someone's here. Someone's sending out. So he's like you. He's a real Joker." And they go like, "Whoa!" And it's the Joker card. You're like, "Oh, he's gonna do Joker in the next film. Amazing." I remember the hype being such buzz.
Yeah. If they do more with this, if it's film, if it's TV, whatever, there's so much they can do.
Shall we go on to a real rating?
Yeah.
What is your rating?
I'm torn between.
Mine's pretty firm. I don't think mine's gonna go anywhere.
I'm going to give it an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay. I was torn between 7.5 to an 8.
Right, I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
I feel like there's more they could have maybe done, the more they will do, hopefully, that's sort of keeping it back a little bit.
Yep.
Again, love the performances, love the action, the Batmobile chase scene is fantastic. Didn't mention that just because I didn't.
Yes.
I love all the scenes where it's on the motorbike. I love that song. Who does that song where there's...
Oh,
I can't get the riff out of my head. It's like dun dun, like really low
Yeah.
and sad. It's almost like kind of like a Radiohead type-ish song. Is that what this reminds me of? But I really like the music choices. I really like the performances, the portrayal of Batman.
Yep.
And just the seedy Gotham City. I
Yeah.
enjoy that as well.
It is really good.
I
and
enjoy
it
the
could go-
lore. The lore of Gotham City is something I really enjoy. And every time they touch on it,
Yes.
I'm like, oh, that feels so good.
See, that's the thing. It can go any direction.
Mm.
So many people can come in, can come back, can go out. It's so much
Yeah.
stuff it can lead on to, and it's great. Because if you're going to do the DCEU, whatever,
Mm.
that's what you need. You need things that can split
Yeah.
off. And they also,
Sorry, Black Adam, we can't
yeah.
do you anymore.
and then you've got other.
Yeah, exactly. Things that that's what you need for
Yeah.
DCU property.
Because why is Marvel great? Because you had Thanos for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And
But
it
I
just
feel
slowly
like
drips.
what Marvel did so well was they built everyone individually,
Yeah.
so that the big team up film
Yeah.
felt big.
Well, you've got Superman
They
in
built
Metropolis. and
Iron Man, they built Thor,
Yeah.
they built Captain America, so that when they all combined together, and you had Black Widow and Hawkeye in those films separately.
Yeah.
And when they all came together, you're like, wow, and the Hulk was introduced in that film, you're like, wow,
Yeah.
amazing. But I feel like, would DC preferred... I think DC tried to do the opposite.
Yeah.
They tried to start with Justice League, or Batman vs Superman,
Yeah.
then split everybody off. But I feel like that's not really a great business model.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But I love this film. This one's great. So hopefully
solid real ratings from both of us.
they can take it.
But will the weekly rec be as solid, Corey?
So I was trying to think of what to give for a weekly rec. Because we're back now. So
I do apologise. We didn't give a weekly rec on our New Year's episode. That's because we felt that it was. We may have been sort of slightly out of our minds on that episode, so we forgot. Yes. But also we decided it was New Year's. We don't need to recommend you anything. But since we're back in the saddle again, we can give you a weekly rec this week.
Correct.
Take it away, Corey.
So I'm trying to think. And I thought, you know what, we spoke about all the Batman games. I love Batman. Arkham City. Absolutely love Arkham City. I like Asylum as well, but I'm a big fan of Arkham City. So I thought, you know what,
you know who's in Arkham City?
Who's in Arkham City, Murray?
Count Dooku is in Arkham City.
Great.
Because the guy that voices Hugo Strange is Corey Burton, who also voices Count Dooku in Star Wars: The Clone Wars and in Battlefront. So there you go. It's Batman's actually fighting Count Dooku, and he does the same voice as well. So, also I like the Panic at the Disco song "Mercenary," which accompanies Arkham City. So there's my seal of approval.
No, I love Arkham City. It's fantastic.
I still have it. I still have it on my Xbox One. I have the Arkham Collection. I have Asylum. They don't give you Origins, because Origins is a different studio. Yeah. But they have Asylum, City, and Night all in one game.
No, City's great. I love it. So
me too. Yeah, great joke. That's play. Mark Hamill Joker as well, isn't it?
It is.
And also, if this doesn't serve as anything, I hope this serves as a tribute to Kevin Conroy and Kevin Conroy's work, because he is Batman in all Arkham games.
Correct.
He does a fantastic job.
Yep.
Really, really amazing. Our heart goes out to him and his family. Obviously, R.I.P. Kevin Conroy. You were an absolute giant of the industry and probably the best Batman, if not in animation, if not ever.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed our first episode of The Real Show from 2023. We've got a lot more coming up, a lot of great new ventures for us, interviews, guests.
Correct.
More reviews, definitely more reviews. So it's goodbye from me, goodbye, and the first of 2023. It's a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.
Oh, what, do you want my headphones? Wait, what?
Don't know if they work.
Don't they?
They never do.
I just heard something on them.
That's weird. So, can you hear me now?
Hello? No. I can't hear you.
Why can't you hear me? I can hear myself.
Hold on.
I can hear me. This is going in the bloopers, by the way.
Ugh.
In like October time. Be prepared to see this.
Oh, I can hear you now. What have you done now?
Nothing.
I can hear you now.
I've touched nothing.
It's just happened. Miraculously.
Maybe your wire's a bit fiddly.
Oh, maybe it's worth changing anyway.
Yeah. Hello, YouTube viewers.
I'm not going to say hello to the YouTube.
Hello, YouTube viewers. Welcome to Real Show Gone Wrong.
This is the first episode of the new year.
Yeah, I know, right? It's great.
This is the first episode of the new year, by the way. Starting off with my...
Welcome back.
Headphones not working.
Kapow!
The YouTube viewers are going to wonder, why is there just a random set of headphones sitting here next to me? It's because they didn't work. Oh, these are dead headphones that are cold. They're going to mess up my hair.
Yeah, mine were cold as
there you
well.
go. These work just fine. These work amazingly. Maybe it does have a fiddly wire.
Okay.
Right.
Anyway.
What should we do now?
Just go, I guess, and I'll cut it out.
Just go?
Yes, I'll
cut
it in.
But I don't have the lead into the music.
Yeah, that's true. Don't worry, we'll cut it out.
You can't play me the last 20 seconds, right? Okay, anyway. Right, okay, I'll just have to... Okay. I'll do a... How is this going to go into the radio?
I'll cut it out.
Right, okay. 3, 2, 1.